Hi there, and welcome once again to my front porch. My name is Judy Johnston. I'm a hypnotherapist, a nutritional health coach, and a certified brain health coach. Today I would like to take a couple of minutes to discuss how thoughts make a difference, become matter, become things, if you might say, where they affect you. We think of thoughts as just kind of this airy-fairy, nebulous part of our life. They aren't really tangible. You can't really touch them or hold on to them. So what happens? We have a brain. It's a beautiful organ that weighs about 2 to 3 pounds. And then we have what we call the mind. And we've broken out the mind into 2 parts. And I'm going to make this very simple explanation, high-level explanation. So in the mind, we broke it out into conscious and subconscious. And these 2 parts of our mind, they speak different languages. The conscious mind is the part that critiques, analyzes, judges, and prioritizes. Says this is more important than this. It can handle abstracts all day long, all the what ifs. Where are you going? What are you doing? What are your dreams? What are your plans? And it can look backwards. Where have you been? The conscious or the subconscious mind is a very literal part of us. It understands this. The experience. How are you feeling? What's the texture of the energy around you? It's the part that houses our history and experiences, our perspectives and beliefs, our patterns, our habits, and the expressions that we show to the outside world. That's right. We show different parts of us depending on what we're doing or where we're going. You're not the same personality going to see your parents or your family as you would going out with your friends or going to work or going out with your friends or your buddies, going to a vacation or something like that. We have a lot of different expressions that we can show, and they're all there in the subconscious, waiting for the appropriate time to package that expression and allow you to show that, display it in the outside world. So all together, all these different parts, they form what I call the boundaries of your identity. Who are you? And we're always looking to define who we are in this world that we live in. How do we fit here? So when we're processing data, and that's really what we have around us in our environment, we process that through our senses: sight, sound, smell, touch, taste, our intuition, all of these senses. And they interact with these parts of the mind, which I don't see a clear line between your conscious and your subconscious. I believe that they overlap significantly all the time. So what happens when this data is coming in, and most of the time we reject most of the data, it's not relevant to us. Think of the subconscious as having and managing a giant net. And so it's letting go the data that has no context to you, doesn't really make any difference in your life. And it's catching that data that is significant. If you were a gardener and you were walking around and looking at the plants, you might be admiring certain types of plants, and you might be looking at weeds that you need to pull out. All of those have context. So once it catches some data that's relevant, it immediately sends it over to the conscious mind to be judged. The brain processes data into chemical Every thought you have generates a chemical in the brain, and it waits to find out whether that chemical to be produced is a pleasure chemical or a stressor chemical. And once it has that information from the conscious mind, now it can start sending that data through chemical process, through the neural networks of the brain, then down through the tissues of the body. When it begins that process, there's a shift from that thought as being just airy-fairy, nebulous, to actually having an effect on you physically. And it has all of a sudden become matter. If it's a stressor thought, there's a tightening or constriction that begins to happen in the tissues of your body. If it is a pleasure thought, then there can be other different sensations moving through your body. All of these having an effect. So perhaps I can give you an example of this. If you are married and you can remember your wedding, and perhaps there was music, perhaps they played your favorite song and you danced to it at your wedding, it invoked sensations, emotions that were loving and tender, brought you close together. Fast forward a couple of years, or many years later, you get divorced. And now when you hear that song, it invokes entirely different emotions. Same signal, but different effect. And that's because you changed your perspectives and beliefs about that. One of the neat things about the brain is that it doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. Same area of the brain will light up whether you're imagining doing something or it's really happening. So I use that in hypnosis, and one of the reasons that hypnosis can be so effective in working with different issues that you might have in your life, whether that be a stressor issue or a habitual issue, we can tap into that subconscious area and redefine those perspectives and beliefs to that particular issue so that you respond differently. Let me give you an example of this. It's fun. If you can imagine holding a nice, bright, ripe lemon in your hand, and imagine taking a slice, cutting a slice out of it, and then taking that slice of lemon and putting it in your mouth and sucking on it. What you'll find most often is that almost immediately you'll begin to start producing saliva in your mouth. This is imagined thought that begins to produce a chemical in the brain, moves through your body, and bang, there's a visceral response to it. Now, if you have a habit that you're working to move beyond, it's not just one thought. It could be hundreds or thousands of thoughts associated with that habit. And the subconscious mind is not judging. It doesn't care whether you're depressed or you're happy. It's going to support you in whatever state of being you choose to be in. So knowing how to manage your thoughts can put you in the driver's seat of your life rather than allowing your thoughts or allowing life to toss you around. And I think that's very empowering. So I want to thank you today for allowing me to give you this short, very brief and big picture explanation of how this data can become thoughts and the thoughts become matter. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. You're welcome to, and I invite you to join log on to my website to explore any events that I might have that can help you to improve your life. Or send me some suggestions for what you would like to see. Look forward to hearing from you. You take care.